Hey, you guys, it's Whitney Simpson. Okay, yesterday I hopped on and did a really quick 4-minute live. It was my first YouTube live. And today I thought, now that we got the jitters out, we're gonna rewind and we're gonna do a full face tutorial with my foundation, step by step, detailed out so you can see exactly the process. Now, I wanted to go ahead and have my eyebrows and my eyes done because in true fashion, I always do those two first. That way, in case there's any mess ups or I used a darker color in the outer corner, like in case there's any fallout, I don't run the risk of messing up my foundation. So I do my brows, then my eyes, and then I do my foundation. So I thought we're gonna do a detailed step-by-step foundation using my palette. Now in my palette right here, let me show you what I have. I do have my eyes from what I used earlier, but I typically use 6 to 7 colors on my face. I use 2 different foundation shades, and I can explain a little bit more of that when we go through the video. I've got a concealer shade, I've got bronzer, contour, a blush, and an illuminator. So we're gonna use all of those. And I'm gonna use just one brush. Now this brush here it gives me more of like a light, not quite a medium coverage. So I am going to be using that, and we're just gonna start up here and work our way down. Now, I have 2 different foundation colors. Why do you need 2 different foundation colors? Not necessarily, but why do I use them? Because I have some places on my face that I want to camouflage. So I take my darker foundation color and I use that on the places that I am trying not to draw attention. Right here, where maybe I have some, dare say, fine lines and wrinkles. Right here, where I have some larger pores. If I use my lighter foundation shade, it actually makes them stand out a bit more. I'm going to put my darker shade up here across my forehead, where I have some fine lines and wrinkles. And I say that I have those because I feel like I'm an expressive person. So I'm just going to say that that is just a testament to my personality. And then I've got some redness on the nose here. So I'm going to use this darker color to kind of help camouflage that area. Now, and I don't put anything up here because I wear cream foundation, and I'm going to put contour up there, and my contour color also has coverage. So I don't need all these heavy layers, okay? Now, I'm gonna take the lighter of the 2 foundation colors. Do you need to? Like I said, no. But for me, this color I'm gonna use along my jawline here because this darker color is it's actually a touch too dark. And so it doesn't match up with my neck well. So if I use this lighter one, I'm kind of bridging the gap and matching up with my neck just a bit better. But all the while, hi, Miss Debbie, how are you? All the while still camouflaging maybe some of those areas I am not so excited about. Now, I didn't put anything right here because again, I've got this contour shade that has coverage and it helps me avoid some heavy caked on layers. All right, so we're gonna take the 3rd color here. This is my concealer shade. I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna put a little bit right here and a little bit right there. You guys, that's all the concealer you need under your eyes. You don't need this heavy concealer under your eyes. What that's gonna do is it's just gonna cake up and crease on you if you have all this extra product under your eyes. Now, if you are someone that like says, no, I really have a lot of discoloration under my eyes, I really need that concealer to brighten, you don't. You actually need a color corrector that's gonna help correct the color without adding texture. So that's a different product altogether. But oftentimes we use our concealer shade to, dare say, we need it light and we need it bright, but then it cakes and creases on us. All right, so I'm actually, take that little dot and I'm actually blending it here toward my under eye. But again, because it's just that little bitty dot of product versus like a whole ton of product, it's not gonna cake and it's not gonna crease up. Okay, foundation, done. Now you guys, my skin is looking a bit even. It's looking color corrected. It's looking good, but it's not looking natural. How do you get a more natural looking makeup application? You need this guy right here, contour. That's adding some darkness, it's adding shape, depth, dimension, like all of these things, and giving you more of a 3D appearance, which your face is 3-dimensional, so your makeup should be as well. So we're gonna take this, and I'm using the same brush, and the reason I can use the same brush is because I'm going lightest to darkest with my application, but I'm taking this and I'm just putting this in the gap. So remember, I didn't really put anything up here on my forehead. That's where I'm going to put this contour. I'm gonna take it on my cheek. Now, if you're not sure, how the heck do you contour your cheek? I'm gonna show you a couple ways. Way number one, you can turn your face to the side and you can find the most prominent point on your face. You can see mine, right? That's where my cheekbone is. Okay. Way number two, take your lips and send them the opposite direction and it pops out, right? So that's the second way. Way number three is move your hair out of the way and find where your ear meets your face. And you can already see my line there because there's no product there. And you can just follow along that line and you can find that cheekbone. Now for me personally, I also do this. I take my finger under my cheekbone and draw a line. That's a good way too. Me personally though, I like to put my contour on top of my cheekbone. That way I get a little bit more of a lifted look. Also, I don't run the risk of when it's blending, it creeping down too far to where it makes my face look a little bit more drawn out. Now, for me, I like to stop my contour about the outer corner of my eye. If I go a little bit further, I definitely don't go past the pupil. Again, because when blending, it's gonna tend to move just a little bit, right? You can take contour, you can do it along your jawline. I will say if you do that, look, I got some right there. If you do that, make sure it's underneath your face, not on top of your face. So make sure you blend it in. That would be, guys, I've done that before where I've left a little bit of contour underneath here and people are like, what is on your face? But we're trying to create a shadow. So by putting it underneath this jawline here, you're really sculpting out that jawline. You can take it and you can do your nose, which is super, super specific as far as the technique. And you can take a little bit and put right here underneath your lip, and that's gonna give you like a little bit more of a pronounced pout. Now, how do we blend this out? We're gonna take the same brush, okay? And again, the reason why I can do it this way is because I'm using a cream product. But I'm gonna take the same brush, bristles up. So instead of like blending down, I'm always putting my bristles up. And I'm literally just stamping. Stamp, 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 no swiping because I want to press my product into my skin. I don't want streaky makeup, right? So I'm gonna press like this to blend it in until it's blended. Now it is cream, so you can over blend it, which is good and bad, right? You over blend it and you're no better than you started, right? It looks like you have no makeup on, which is great and wonderful, but you took away all the shape and dimension, right? But it's also good because you can't mess up. So I'm just gonna blend, blend, blend until I no longer have this sharp line. We want like a nice smooth gradient between the colors. So until I have that smooth gradient, I'm just gonna keep, I'm literally just stamping, that's it. Until we have a nice smooth transition between the shades. Now I've got more shape and dimension in my face, which is now giving me a more natural makeup application. Okay, let's talk bronzer. All right, so I don't want to look orange. I don't want to look, we're getting a little bit warmer and we're getting into spring, but I don't want to look like a midsummer bronzed goddess. So I'm gonna use a nice fluffy brush. It's just the other end of the brush that I've been using this entire time. I'm gonna use a nice fluffy brush. I've got my bronzer here and I'm gonna just tap into the middle of my forehead right here. I do put a little bit across my nose. We want bronzer to go on the high points of our face. So like if you're out at the beach in a chair, where is the sun gonna hit you? It's gonna hit you on the high points of your face. So I do it here, here, and here. And then I even take a little bit and make a C shape around my eyes. Again, I'm just trying to give myself shape and dimension and not have this like flat look that we often get when we wear just kind of a one color foundation. Okay, we got to move on to the blush color. I've got this right here. Mine is a multi-purpose product, so mine is a lip and cheek color. So I will put a couple dots on my cheeks and then right here on my lips. And you guys, you totally don't have to apply it with your fingers. It's just, I love applying my blush with my fingers because if I take it directly on the brush and apply it to my cheeks, if the brush hits at the wrong angle or it splays out too far, I'm gonna have a mess. So I like to apply it with my finger and then blend it in. And I personally like to keep mine to the outer portion of my face. That way I get a little bit more of a lifted look. I'm gonna do, I'll have to do a video on on the way I use makeup to get more of a lifted look and how I place my product to get more of a lifted look so that my makeup works for me and not, doesn't serve any purpose. Okay, I got one more color I'm gonna use. We're gonna put just this a little bit of illuminator right here. This is gonna give me that like dewy finish. It's gonna leave me with that little bit of shimmer. It's a light reflecting product. Now, the brand that I use calls this an illuminator, but other companies, other brands, other whatever products will be called a highlighter. It's the same thing. It's this little shimmery product. I put it right here. If I wasn't wearing such a shimmer eyeshadow, I could put it right under the arch of my brow. I could put it in the inner corner, down my nose. There's so many places that you can put it, but it just leaves you with that natural glow. And then I just can do one final blend and that's it. Now I'm looking at the time and it took me 11 minutes to do that because that was a lot of explanation. On any given day when I do my makeup, it literally takes me 3 minutes. That's it. 3 minutes to do my foundation, blush, bronzer, the 6 or 7 colors that I used today, 3 minutes flat. And that's just because it's a cream product. But I just wanted to give you a more in-depth tutorial on how to apply it. Like I said, yesterday my tutorial was like 4 minutes because I literally just slapped it on. But I wanted to give you a more in-depth look so that you could see exactly placement, how many products I use, how easy it is to go on and blend, and then the final look. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for being a part of my community, for joining my channel. If you are catching me live for the first time, thank you so much for being here. My name is Whitney. I'm a self-taught, we'll call it a self-taught makeup artist who literally just uses social media as a way to share simple and easy makeup tutorials. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and I'll see you next time. Bye.